Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Land Rover of Clearwater, and we have something exciting for 2020. This is a Land Rover Range Rover Autobiography P400e. This is something new for the Autobiography with Range Rover, having that hybrid electric plug-in technology paired with good old-fashioned internal combustion engine. One thing is for sure, you're gonna get that level of luxury and performance in an SUV, and with the combination of this hybrid electric plug-in is that you're going to have the versatility of performance, but also some fuel saving capabilities as well. So let's go ahead, dive into this 2020, say it with me, Land Rover, Range Rover, Autobiography 400e. Right off the bat, what I love about it is it looks like a Land Rover. They have such unique lines, and with this being a Range Rover, within the Land Rover brand, they have extra fine touches. Full LED headlight design going on with the headlight housing. I really love how they do the daytime running lamps and their turn signals and everything. Very, very brand specific for sure. You're not going to confuse this with any other vehicle. Now, as you drop down, you have this beautiful sparkling metallic black paint. Come down, you have functional vents. So not only do you have a functional air vent here, you also have your side curtain and more exterior lighting down low, all LED from top to bottom and functional as well. When we come across the grille area, one of the things I'm not really the biggest fan of is the Range Rover badging. I wish that it was recessed into the hood, because the stick-on emblems for a vehicle of this level of luxury standard, it kind of just doesn't look right. But I do love the unique design of the front grille. Has a little bit of gunmetal gray with the silver, that iconic Land Rover badge, so much history with that famous British mark. We keep working our way down, and then you're gonna have a little bit of a slot opening here, and then more of that grille design. If you notice, side functioning as well. It goes all the way around top and the sides. One thing that this is missing is just a little bit of a lip extension, but other than that, very, very sporty and very aggressive. As you go up onto the hood, I like the simplicity of it. You just have some very nice, bold, straight lines going towards the windshield. I also like the two touches of the design that have been melded into the hood. Very, very nice look to those heat extractors, and they are functional. A little bit of silver, it's got the Range Rover badge put in there, and that's the one thing about this for sure. Functionality is at a top level. When we come around the bend, no flat black or anything like that. We drop down, check out what we're working with a wheel and tire package. So these are 21-inch wheels, gloss black. Love the spoke design. And then, is that Ronald McDonald's head or is that a caliper? That is a 6-piston Brembo caliper, bright red with the Land Rover script on there. Really just looks so sporty and tasteful. Now, one thing to remember about these Land Rovers and Range Rovers is that they're actually very capable. This thing has all-wheel drive, can really go and use that to get the power to the ground. Plus it has an air suspension. So right now we have it in the lowest setting. You could actually raise this up like a lot of the other Land Rovers and Range Rovers. But I'm telling you right now, this wheel and tire setup, totally ridiculous. As we go down in the fender, look at the touches. Look at how they take the headlight design, and where it comes to a peak, a point, it then runs into the body line of the fender. This part is the hood. You got a fake vent looking design here. It's actually not too bad. I do like it because of the black of the car, kind of the gloss black here mends in well, and it's not really trying to look like a vent, so I'm not going to zonk it, but I think that this actually helps break up what could be a kind of bland fender. But the silver on the top and here really fits it in nicely. Of course, you're going to get color matched mirror caps, LED turn signals. You can see how they black out the A-pillar. And I think something that a lot of people are starting to gravitate towards, especially other brands when they're designing their SUVs, is that boxy look. I really love how the roof line is just a nice straight, kind of slopes down just a little bit. We have silver on the door handles, and also I really am digging the side sill extension. The side of this vehicle has so much personality, and people know it. When they see it, they know it's a Land Rover, and they know what that's all about. We keep working our way towards the rear. like the good sized rear quarter window. You have your rear pillar, and then we come to the back. Same story, just like the front. Functionality, you actually have a not only low roof spoiler, but there's actually air that's going to pass above and through this over the back glass. Nice touches. You have the windshield wiper back here for the rear glass that drops down, so it just cleans everything up. You have those stick-on emblems, which I am zonking. They're not really the best. I wish that they would just sink it in, just recess it into the actual metal, would look a lot cleaner. But I do like the bright silver across the middle. You drop down, and if you like badging, you got it. Land Rover badge. This is the Sport P400e, that Autobiography, and then the very, very large vacuum cleaner style exhaust. Not my favorite, but with this particular model, you can see how they took the silver and really blended it in well. There is a functional exhaust tip there. So these are decorative on the outside, but there's actual exhaust there. You can see the rear lower bumper area and just how much ground clearance you have, even with the vehicle in the low setting. Why don't we go ahead, pop the hood, and check out the all-new power plant. All right, guys, we got the hood popped on this Range Rover. Underneath is some new technology that is specific to this model. So you're looking at, with the Range Rover Sport Autobiography P400e, that's a 2-liter turbocharged engine. Now, when you hear 2-liter turbocharged engine, you're like, wow, this is kind of a large vehicle. Does it have the power? Well, with the plug-in hybrid technology of the electric AC motors, you're looking at 398 horsepower, 472 pound-feet of torque. You actually have a range just on electric of up to 31 miles. This does have adaptive dampers, the air suspension, a twin-speed transfer case. You could tow a little over 5,500 pounds with this. And like I mentioned earlier, you are getting their very sophisticated, very functional all-wheel drive system. You can see how we were talking about the airflow with the extractors on the roof. You look underneath, whenever you see bright orange, you know it's going to be a hybrid of some type. This is a plug-in electric hybrid. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the interior and see what's going on with this Range Rover Sport Autobiography. All right, guys, every time I go to say the name of this vehicle, it's probably got to be the longest name, or at least one of the longest names in the history of the automobile. So I know you're looking at this Range Rover. We're taking a look at the Sport Autobiography P400e. You're probably saying, Joe, it's got a lot of that Range Rover look that I love. How much is it? This one, the way that it's optioned, has an MSRP of $98,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels, I love what they did by breaking up the sea of dark material. That light brown color works fantastic. A little bit of silver trim around the speaker covers. You have some silver on the door handle to open the door. Of course, you're gonna have that dark leather on the armrest and a very large pocket down there that, guess what? You could drive your Land Rover and also have your 12-inch meatball sub in the door panel for lunch when you get to your destination. As we get to the dash, you can see how everything is moved very far forward. So you have a lot of room here. I love that camel brown color. You could hit the button here, drop down your glove box. Of course, it's felt lined, so you could put your iPad in here or your new iPhone 26 with all the cameras. You're not going to scratch it. On the AC vent, there is a little bit of gloss black, but I do like the silver. If you want to open the top portion, there's your top portion there. Also felt lined. This is a good storage place to hide some of those Little Debbie snacks so nobody else gets to your Little Debbie snacks. Infotainment screen. So this is over a 10-inch infotainment system screen. We've already seen this in many of the other Land Rover and Range Rover models. You got your start-stop button up here. I do like the silver around the AC vents. You drop down. This thing has so much functionality to it. So of course you're going to have your navigation. There it is. We go back to home. You swipe. Here's where some of these features are going to get exciting. So we go to My EV, because this is the P400e. You can see your charging capabilities and everything. You could also then watch this. This is pretty cool. So you swipe, and now you see how much actual charge that you have. On the amount of charge we have, just on EV, we could go 27 miles. So it's nice to have that kind of system all set up. Very easy to get to. You like cameras? We got cameras on this thing. You got your 360 camera. Of course, we have the doors open, so you really can't function with those, but we can go down the whole vehicle, camera, every type of camera you could think of. I mean, you're like a moving video company as you're going down the road. You go back to home, there we are. So overall, I am getting more and more impressed with how easy it is to use this system. Of course, you have the tilt screen capability as well. Very easy to get to. You just go ahead and hit the little gears here, and this is where we could adjust the screen angle. So I could actually point it more upright, or we could lay it down just like we've shown in many other Land Rover. Now it's nice and flush. We drop down. If you like electric screens, guess what? These TFT displays are crazy. So here's our Range Rover. You could go into your different modes by pressing the buttons. Right now we have it in auto mode. If you want to get into your seat controls, heated seats, ventilated seats, of course. You could get into your climate controls. You twist the knobs, really nice. You push down. Now you could get into other settings, seat settings, all that kind of stuff. So it may seem complicated, it may seem confusing. Give it some time, I'm telling you. It's actually a pretty neat system, and it looks unbelievable. Now there is a lot of gloss black here, which if you touch it, you are gonna get fingerprints, but it does look really good. I love this trim. This silver trim looks amazing. We slide this open, you're gonna have 2 cup holders and a place for toothpicks. Because I'm telling you right now, if you are gonna pick somebody up, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, and you just ate some broccoli, you're gonna want the toothpicks. So get your Land Rover toothpicks, they're specific. We close this back. This is that 8-speed, controlling that 8-speed automatic transmission. Here's your button to go into full EV mode, shut your traction control off, raise and lower the vehicle, electric e-brake. The armrest is kind of hard. It's like a old British scone that's been sitting around for a long time, but the leather is soft to the touch. It's just not very soft for your elbow. I like the stitch work. You open this up, you have a nice little tray here for some breath mints and whatnot. USB connectivity, you got your 12 volt. You pick this up, and I'm telling you right now, this is the party snack wagon. You actually have a refrigerated center console area. So if you like your Twinkies nice and chilled, you could have them there for your passengers, only in a Land Rover like that. Nice touch. Seats, they hit the nail right on the head. The camel color, I love the darker material in the center. Like I said, heated, ventilated, of course, full electric assist for both driver and passenger. And then here is your Land Rover key fob. It's kind of large, it's kind of boxy, sort of like their SUVs, but it does have all the functionality, and it's got a weight to it. I feel like if you hit somebody in the head with this, you're either gonna kill them or give them a concussion, one or the other. Nice, full panoramic sunroof, great touch to have in here, and just, you can see how much headroom I have. I'm 6 feet tall. The one thing that confuses me, and I don't understand, why do we need this? Why do we need a captain's chair armrest? If you have this isn't any softer, and it's kind of annoying. So that to me is a zonk. Get rid of them. I don't really see a point. But come on over to the business end. I want to show you all the magic that's happening on the screen of this Range Rover Sport Autobiography. All right, guys, come on in to the business end. This Range Rover has 22-way positionable seats for both the driver and the passenger. Plus, you're going to get 3 memory settings for the business end and for the passenger side. I really like this nice aluminum cover that they have here with the Range Rover script. Very nice touch. And then they brought the two-tone all the way through this vehicle. So you're gonna have a power, tilting, and telescoping steering wheel. I like the camel color. You got the Range Rover badge. These steering wheels, I'm telling you, at first I didn't like them. They're starting to grow on me. I do like the way they have the nice silver trim all the way around. You have the buttons, real easy to gain access, your heated steering wheel, lane keep assist, all that. You got 2 paddles on the back of the wheel to go up and down that 8-speed automatic transmission. They are plastic. I wish they were metal, and I wish they were a little bit larger. And then that dash, like I said, you have the duo screen system. So 10-inch here, 10-inch on the infotainment system side of things. Really clear graphics. Nice overall setup. You got your navigation right there in the center as you're going down the road. On the right, it tells you your charge, what mode you're in, and then of course your speedometer and whatnot. So makes perfect sense. And if that wasn't enough, you have a full heads-up display that's really accessible as you're driving down the road. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the back seat and see how your passengers are gonna like this Range Rover Sport Autobiography. All right, guys, back seat time. Sitting back here, you know what? I did not move the driver's seat. So even at 6 feet tall, of course I had plenty of room up front. I got good amount of room back here. It's a little on the tighter side, but I still feel comfortable. I do like the two-tone material. Very, very nice finishes. You have the elastic pocket here for your abacus, for a flashlight. I don't know, whatever you got back there. Just don't put your Twinkie in there because it's gonna get squished. 2 AC vents. I wouldn't put anything on this slot right here because when you open up the center console, it's gonna get squished. So don't put anything there. 2 AC vents, you got your nice controls just like up front. And then look at all this fun. All this connectivity down here, it's ridiculous just what you have. USBs, home power source, 12 volt, all in a nice little command center. The leather in here is absolutely just perfect. It's so soft. Seats, they recline a little bit, gives you a little bit more room and comfort. And then you want an armrest? Look at this one. Actually soft on the padding. I wish they would have took some of this and put it up here. You got your 2 cup holders. You open this up. What are we gonna put in there? You could put Planters peanuts. You could put your peanut M&Ms or just standard M&Ms. Nice little storage area, and it's soft to the touch, which is great. We flip it back. You have your AC vents back here, and then watch this to turn on and off, which I can't actually show you. Let me shut the door. Once this, you actually just touch it. It's not a button. So you just touch the plastic and the light turns on and off. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but just little touches like that where they elevate the level of quality and fit and finish and luxury and all that kind of stuff. But why don't we go ahead, check out the cargo area and see how usable this Range Rover Sport really is. All right, guys, time to check out the cargo area. Real easy. You push the button, nice electric sys, very, very fast on the move. Now, what's interesting is that you do have a little bit of a rise in here, so something to be aware of. We do have it in the lowest setting. If you want to raise or lower the back, they actually have buttons here for you, and you have a 12 volt, so you could do your tailgating or whatnot. I'll flip up the security shade. I'll move the suitcase out of the way. You can see the amount of room that we have with the seats up. The zonk for me is I got to walk all the way over here and do this to make the seats go down, and this is the frustrating part. So as you can see, they don't fold all the way flat, and it's kind of annoying to have to come all the way over here, especially when you have so much technology in here. But while we get to the best part, let's go ahead, take this Range Rover Sport Autobiography P400e for a spin. All right, guys, we left Land Rover Clearwater. We're in the Range Rover Sport Autobiography P400e. One thing I noticed right away, this thing is so quiet in here. It really is library, like, shh, don't say anything. That's how quiet it is in this particular vehicle, and I'm actually loving it. I mean, it helps elevate that level of quality that they're trying to get at with the Land Rover brand, and definitely hit the nail on the head with that one. Very, very smooth. I can't wait to see how that 2-liter turbocharged engine, that inline-4 turbocharged engine, is going to work with the hybrid setup here. But as we're pulling out, let me go ahead and get on throttle. The 8-speed drops down. Wow. Not too shabby. Very, very impressed. You'd think that with a small internal combustion engine, you'd be hurting for any kind of power or anything like that. You're really not. I mean, and the 8-speed drops down immediately. Let's see how the handling goes here. Wow. Very nice. On throttle. You actually get a kick to the pants when you get on the throttle because of that hybrid setup in this thing. Wow. I'm actually kind of blown away right now, not only by how slow this person's driving in front of us, but just the power delivery was intense with this setup of the electric plug-in capability with the inline-4 turbocharged engine. Wow. The all-wheel drive kept everything planted to the ground, and really just, I felt in total control, which is nice. Let's do that again. On throttle. Wow. Definitely will surprise you for sure. Those 21-inch wheels and the low profile tires are going to give you the handling that you want good feedback coming to the wheel too. Remember, I am in dynamic mode. That is going to adjust the suspension, the throttle, the steering, the operation of the transmission, and everything else. But quite impressed with this particular setup. Seats, they're on the firm side, but they're nicely supportive and information galore. Like, I'm looking at the dash, I have tons of information there. You have your heads-up display. Of course, you have that 10-inch infotainment system screen, the other TFT display. So you're getting tons and tons of information, whatever you want. We want to go into navigation, you just hit navigation here. There's our navigation. Very, very clear, very simple graphics. I'm digging this particular Range Rover. I really, really am. Unbelievable, the technology with hybrid stuff going on right now. This is very, very surprising in a good way. Back on throttle. Now, one thing that I'm very, very happy about is those large calipers that are going to grip down on those rotors and allow this thing to stop on a dime. Look at this, very, very nice. Turn in is good. Back on throttle. The way this thing handles. Let's see how we go in this right-hand bend here. Nice and smooth. Look at this. Holds a line very, very nicely. And this isn't a track day car, but I just wanted to show the intention and the purpose here and what can be with the combination that this particular Range Rover Sport Autobiography has. And then at the end of the day, you're getting such a high level of fit and finish in here. I'm telling you, the two-tone leather makes this interior. It gives it enough color and enough definition to where it's really, really nice. Looking out the back window, that's going to be a zonk for me. It's a little tight because of the size of the headrest. Side mirrors are great, side windows are great, and the front windshield is really fine, but super, super quiet in here and very, very smooth. The gearbox shifts smoothly. The all-wheel drive, not an issue whatsoever. But I'm really, really liking this Range Rover. Guys, let's take this Range Rover Sport Autobiography P400e for a little highway drive, see how she does as we're just cruising down the highway here. I'm really shocked at how smooth this thing is. This really is probably my favorite Range Rover that we've reviewed on Rady's Rides. It's really got me speechless almost. But as you can see, merging is real simple. Of course, you're gonna get all your safety features that you come to expect from a vehicle like this. But even driving down the road, like, the ride is not harsh. You would think with the 21-inch wheels, low profile tires, it's gonna give you a stiffer ride. You know what? With the adaptive dampers at all four corners, it's really, really giving great feedback. Plus, remember, there's comfort mode, there's eco mode, and then of course you have your off-terrain modes as well. But this thing, the dash, the graphics, the backup camera, it looks like your TV hanging on your wall, your 80-inch TV. That's how clear the graphics are with the backup camera. All the cameras on this thing, what am I saying backup camera, but all the cameras just so clear and crisp. I guess, you know, what it boils down to, with all these things that are great, another thing that's great in the not so great kind of way is the size of the price. $98,000. There's a lot of vehicles out there, but I guess for somebody who wants something unique, that Land Rover, Range Rover brand name, and that new technology between the hybrid plug-in and the turbocharged engine, this thing really knocks it out of the park. One more time before we go, we got to get on it. Here we go, on throttle. All-wheel drive, keeps you planted. Very, very nice. But we're gonna go ahead, get back to Land Rover of Clearwater and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another wonderful day here at Land Rover of Clearwater. I definitely got to thank Chris and Phil, Nick, and the rest of the crew so accommodating to get us the best of the best. This is new for 2020. I'm glad we were able to bring it to you. I think if you want a luxury SUV, Land Rover definitely has plenty of different models to choose from, and there's some touches on here that you're just not going to find anywhere else in the auto industry at this very moment. But if it's SUVs you want to keep seeing like this one, write a comment in the comment section. If you are new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click that link in the description. Get yourself some Raise Rise merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee. He's loving this Range Rover. He's thinking about starting to talk British. So go ahead, let's go get a cup of tea, Tom. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.